into, we're talking to Brian about that, so we didn't get any ads in, but we'll do that a bit later on. Here we go, gate drop then for MX2. Remember, incorporating the Jude Morris Under 21 Championship, gate safely down. We had a first corner pile up in the in the 125 class. Who's going to get around again? They're muscling in there, Brian. You know how important a good start. It looks to me, again, there's a bit of a yard sale up the inside, but it looked like Charlie Heyman, there he is with that blue and yellow plate, signifying he is the Jude Morris Under 21 Championship leader, and that is Jamie Keith right behind him. You'll know a bit about Jamie because obviously he won the Masterclass. You was one of the riders. Sorry, you were one of the coaches that said, you know, this is the dude that Yamaha need to get behind. It didn't quite go his way, but he's now out there on a 4-stroke Honda and looking good as well.
Yeah, he looks really good. You know, like I said, he obviously he didn't have the good opportunity last year with injuries and so on, but that's racing, and it's great to see him back actually riding and doing really well.
Yeah, he come out swinging. You wasn't at Hawkstone, but he came out in the opening race of the year and just straight up waxed everybody. You know, he got it done, and I thought he was in the lead there for a minute, but Charlie Heyman has absolutely laid the hammer down already on the SC Sports Home Husqvarna, trying to break the rest of the field here, and he's a title contender. This MX2 Championship this year, Brian, is looking really good. I mean, you got Dunson in it, you got, obviously, don't never rule out Tommy Searle, you got so many good riders. Josh Vell coming good. We got Brooks in here as well, doing good stuff in European Championship, of course. Billy Askew, yeah. I mean, what's your take on it very quickly? You've been away from British Championship motocross for a bit. I know you kind of jump in once in a while.
Yeah.
Are you seeing like the championship, the improvements in the championship? Are they noticeable to you?
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of young riders coming up. You know, I've seen obviously Tommy Searle, you know, being really successful over the years in Britain since he stopped the World Championship. But now I think he have his work cut out with all the young riders and the huge talent coming through.
Yeah, well, you know, Brian, we can't go on forever. We think we can, can't we? But age gets us in the end, very much so. You're doing a lot of good things, though, staying in shape very much, aren't you? You still do a lot with your coaching. It's not just the riding. You like to stay in shape yourself. Virtually every time I call you, you say, I've got to call you back, I'm on a bike ride.
Yeah, well, I love training, and it's been such a big part of my life, and I'm lucky that I still have the motivation and discipline to do it, and I try to go on for as long as possible.
So there we go, no surprise, the Phoenix Tools fastest lap of the race, the opening lap, of course. Of course we can register that because they go straight over the finish line off the start. And it was your race leader Charlie Heyman with a 1:55. I think that's a fifth, my eyes. Yeah, 1:55.57. So he was a couple of seconds quicker than anybody else on the opening lap. Hence why he's started to get away a little bit. But let's see what Jamie Keith. So the running order. We'll hopefully get the timing tower up in a minute for you. But it's Charlie Heyman leading the way ahead of Jamie Keith. A much better start for Tommy Searle in third. Then it's Brooks for fourth. Adams fifth. Davey Puchez there is in sixth, ahead of Ben Musto, then Glenn McCormick. Askew there, then Dunson, who won the opening round, of course. He is down there in ninth, so not such a good start for him in this one. Plenty of time to go, but it just goes to show, Brian, how this championship is, it could be a number of riders. Obviously, as we get deeper in the championship, it's going to become less. Yep. But right now, I mean, on their day, any of those top 10 could actually win a race and stick it on the box. Yeah, I'm really a little bit surprised of Heyman, and he's pulled away so quickly. Obviously, he got a good start, and that's a really important point there. But also Askew is down at a 10th place. It's going to be funny to see how he gets through the field here. If he's just going to go straight to the top, or it's actually going to be a little bit of a workout for him to get up to the top three. Yeah, so you're a stickler for, I know this, technique is a big part, and riding, obviously fast, but technique gets you away, and that's a big part of your coaching schools and what you really emphasize a lot. So I guess when you're looking for riders out here, when you're looking at this, you must enjoy watching as we get to higher standard riders. There's always little refinements they can improve on. Yeah. But let's say if you were coaching Heyman now, I mean, you're watching it, what are you, as a coach, analysing right now? Well, obviously he's in the lead, so he's doing quite well. But it's going to be managed. It's going to be funny to see how he's going to manage the race, and if you have the physical demand to actually keep that speed going.
But you know, in far of technique and stuff like that, yeah, I think he have a good sense of how to choose the right lines, and let's see if he can use the efficiency to keep the speed going for the whole motor. So, but in this moment, I'm quite surprised that he pulled a little bit away, and hope he have done his homework.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Well, you can see some of those ruts already forming out there. Obviously, as this race develops, we will move a little bit further down the field and try and find some battles that are happening, because Heyman is starting to get away. Keith there in second. I'm going to look at some of the timing here. Searle still in third, racing hard with Brooks. Remember, Guillaume Dussin is also leading the under-21 championship, the Jude Morris under-21 championship. Not Richmond. Heyman out front. He's running that yellow. That's our colourway to signify the current Jude Morris under-21 champion. So, but he's not leading it right now. But he could well be after this race, because he was just 3 points off the lead in the under-21 championship. Well, effectively, as it stands, he's going to go back and lead the under-21 championship, and he could well be also leading the overall championship after this race. But of course, there's a long way to go. So the fastest laps there, you can see Searle, not bad, 1:59 for the old boy.
Yeah, it's riding good. But Charlie, you can see that he got that little bit of a gap, and if he's done his homework, he's going to be able to manage that gap through the whole race, and not let's say go back and lose it all. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how he's gonna keep up his speed here.
Well. Yeah, exactly that. Well, there's Tommy. I'm glad we've gone back to Tommy, because this is where the battle is actually.
Yeah.
The top two are kind of like separated a little bit. You can see them there in the foreground. This is where we need to be, because the battle from third down to seventh is starting to tighten up. He is coming under pressure. That's Tommy Searle, by the way, on the dirt store.
Yeah.
Triumph is coming under a little bit of pressure from Joe Brooks there, who's doing, like we said, young rider starting to do good things in the EMX. Obviously, Tommy no longer a GP rider, certainly no longer an EMX rider. He keeps going though. He said about he's not actually put a date on a retirement just yet. He's defending champion, of course.
Yep. And he have the experience, He have the experience to manage the race and finding out when he should push and when he should be a little bit, just hold him back a little bit to be able to keep let's say the speed through the whole motor. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, last night, Brian, it was your first time we invited you in to do what we do at all the rounds now, a little kind of a mini academy for the 125 riders and Jude Morris under-21 riders. We invited you in to be like a guest talker, basically talk through it. How was that? It looked like you were really enjoying it. Like literally you and Justin sat down on the table with a bunch of riders and just sort of assess them and talk through it. That was kind of cool. I thought they were giving you some honest feedback. How did it go?
No, it was really good. Like and actually sit and talk with the riders and trying to find out what their goals are. Have they reached their goal? If they have not reached their goal, what we're gonna do at this round? And actually having just a Q&A talk with the rider. I think with Justin and myself having a lot of years of experience in riding the World Championship. We can kind of help them and guide them to how to look at pressure in the right way, and also making sure that your goals are set at the right point out from what you have already achieved. So it was really interesting and really fun to sit and talk with the riders. And I must say the riders was really open, and it was just a really nice. It was just a really nice evening being able to talk with all the riders, and hopefully we could help them a little bit.
Oh, you definitely did that, no doubt. Just got to say, there's not, like, the race is good, but right now, as you can see, there's no real bar-to-bar action, so we're just, keep talking a bit more in depth here until we get some genuine moves being made and we can raise the excitement level here, because they're a bit spaced out at the minute. But as you can see, Tommy, with all that experience. Brian, you're looking at the track from a rider's point of view, or an ex-rider's point of view, track conditions. How would you the track? I mean, have you been to Preston before?
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually raced here or practiced here, but I had a couple of training schools here.
So how do you think the track's developing and the track conditions today thus far?
To be honest with you, I actually thought it was going to be more bumpy. I think with all the rain, it kind of hard packing down the track, even if I think they did a tremendous work yesterday. They ripped up the track, and after they closed it because, they wanted to get the moist and the rain in the ground. But I actually thought it was going to get a little bit more bumpy. But, we have only done qualifying, and this is the first race of 125 and 250. So there's still a long way to go. So for sure it's going to get more bumpy, and it's going to be more about the rider that have really done their homework, or let's say know how to manage the race and being able to look at the line and not going through all the bumps to save a bit of energy for second motor.
Would you say the track's a little bit deceptive? I've always kind of felt that, although for the viewer at home, it's not as deep as you think, and it's actually got quite a hard surface underneath.
Yeah, like when we walked the track yesterday, it seemed like really deep because they have ripped it really good. But and that's why I thought it's going to get more bumpy already. But it will develop for sure, and it's just a perfect condition for the riders as well.
As you can see, yeah, it's starting to go. Now we are getting a race on, because Billy Askew there, of the second of the Dirt Store Triumphs, is now on a march. His EMXing is gone okay. Hasn't got, obviously last time out, not great for him. He didn't manage to actually even qualify. That was an issue. But then I think it was obviously had a third at one round, then couldn't kind of back it up. You and Justin were talking about that last night, about finding that level of consistency, not necessarily picking out obviously Billy, but we were highlighting how actually the end goal, if you're going to get anywhere in a championship, is you just got to keep getting that consistency. Otherwise, you really haven't got a chance of ever winning a championship if you got good one week and bad luck the next, and those kind of things, or can't perform the week later.
Exactly, and it's difficult when you're doing well in your own country and you try to go out in the European Championship. You kind of have to find your way, and we all been there, where we think we're really good, and then we come out and then people are just going past you, from each side, and you're kind of like, don't find your group. But next time you'll be a little bit better, and you get used to the pressure, you get used to riding with other riders, and slowly you're picking your way, and suddenly, hopefully he will be one of the guys in the top and be consistent there every time.
Yeah, and I think, it's a big year for Billy. We know that, he's into that EMX 250, and we know he's capable of doing it. There's John Adamson, always very entertaining to watch. John, he doesn't hold anything back, but it looks like he's getting turned over there by Ben Musto on the Acer gas. So Ben going up a spot, you can see it. That was the battle there. Well, I think maybe was John a lap down because he's not showing there. Oh no, sorry, he was 7th, so that was Musto going into 7th. So that was the battle behind the top 6. I still think this battle from Searle back to Askew is going to tighten up over the next few laps, because it seems to be that Billy's the one carrying the pace out there. Ollie Colmer definitely not where he wants to be, down there in 21st. He had a pretty solid opening round, regards of certainly performance level. Didn't quite go his way, winning the actual overall result, but he was obviously in the mix there. It's like I said, it's a pretty stacked out class.
But I think that those, Mustang and Billy Askew, they had quite a bad start, so they will definitely, show their way of coming through now. And Mustang is going really well as well.
Okay.
Good young rider.
He is. Right, I've just noticed the difference on our timing screen between Jamie Keith and Charlie Heyman. It's down, it's like I think it was 1.5 potentially, so it looks like Jamie Keith is starting to close in on our race leader. So hopefully we can get our camera crew to go back to the leaders, because I got a feeling that Jamie Keith is going to want that. He tasted victory first time out in his first ever pro race, which was something special. And he's had a little taste of that, and he wants more of it. Obviously, it didn't go his way in the second race at Hawkstone. He crashed on the second corner, and then damaged the bike, and they had bike issues. But according to timing, the gap is coming down, so we'll try to get back to the front of the field. So that's 574. That's Deanson, I think. Yeah, there he is. So he's currently to work his way. He's now up to 7th. He's your championship leader coming into this one across both classes, both MX2 and the Jude Morris under 21.
And also David Poches, which has been out actually for racing a couple of years, was one of the young talent from KTM actually, where they invested a lot of time in, and caused to some injuries. He's been out for a few years, and now it's great to see him back again.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I mean, and it's great to have them here at the British Championship. I mean, testament. I mean, that's always been a thing of the British Championship, certainly from the 80s, you know, late 80s through the 90s, riders like yourself. You know, I guess that's no disrespect or anything to the time at the Danish Championship or whatever, but at that time, the British Championship was arguably stronger. You came here to potentially better yourself.
Yep.
Ride for, you know, a British team that was doing Grand Prix at the time, and it worked for you.
Yeah, and you know, like British Championship was you know, at some stages, you know, early 2000, you know, it would either like when you did 12 or 13 rounds at World Championship and 9 rounds at the British Championship, you kind of had to pick and choose which championship, you know, to go for, because it was so difficult to race every weekend and be completely consistent in both championships, because British Championship back at that time was you know, with Jamie Dobb, you know, was Mike Brown. There was a lot of World Championship riders, Luigi Sagui, and yeah, it was a mini World Championship, British Championship. So it's great to see so many international riders traveling over as well. And you know, we have Jeffrey Hurling here today,
which, you know, I mean, just to watch Jeffrey ride, let alone race, is kind of cool. So we're happy about that. You see our camera man or woman up there getting blown everywhere. Right, let's get back to this, because this is really shaping up. So that is, like I said, Dunson trying to fight through. He's got is that Askew in front of him now, so he's really joined the party. Searle, let's look at the gap, because I tell you what, between Searle down to Guillaume Dunson is not a lot, so we're going to stick with this. Camera crew, stick with it, because this is where we're at. Let's see what Guillaume can do here, because he's all over the back of Askew, and just up the road from Askew, where you can see is Putes, and then Brooks and Searle. Look at the gaps, there's not much in it. Heyman, this is a nightmare for our camera crew. We haven't got enough cameras to cover it all, because look at this. Jamie Keith is making a move for the race win, and Searle is there as well. That's Tommy closing in. This is going to be awesome. I thought this thing would come good.
And then there's a bit of a gap between third and fourth, but those three are really definitely go for it. It's going to be interesting to see how many laps are going to take Jamie to pass here.
This is great. We can't take eyes off this. This is about for the lead, and I'm super impressed. It's no surprise with Tommy Searle. Look at the old boy. He's dug deep. He come out of the opening round. Obviously, people not happy where he was. Some people saying, well, already, maybe he's gone a year too long. And here he is. He hasn't won it yet. He hasn't overtaken these two in front of him, but he's out there. I mean, Jamie's like, is nearly half his age. That's the bottom line of it, you know. That's something close to that. As Keith goes up the inside, lovely line, Brian. Now that's good track craft right there.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, so there you go. New race leader, Jamie Keith on the Goswell Honda goes into the lead, but Heyman fights back. Shows him a wheel there, and meanwhile Tommy Searle right there, number 100, to pick up any pieces. If these two get together, this is going to be a barnstormer for the rest of this moto, and I wouldn't rule out that pack behind even maybe closing in on them while they all kind of trip over each other.
Now it's going to be very interesting, and like you said, when you're in that part where you have such a bunch of riders, can either make them go forward, it can actually slow them down a little bit, because they all try to ride a little bit defensive, so then they can maybe lose that group. But let's see how it develops.
Listen, we've said it before, it's a long way to go to win a championship, level of consistency, all those things. But right now, going off the back of, certainly when he really jumped on the scene when he got onto a 125, he then obviously had that amazing battle with Levi Townley at the Motocross of Nations in the Blue Crew Super Finale. But at this point, as it stands, you'd have to say that Jamie Keith is showing that he potentially is the real deal. To come to his pro career, you know, he won the opening race, he had bike issues in the second, he's now worked his way to the front in this one. I mean, regards of pro debuts go over a couple of rounds, that's pretty tidy.
But you know, as well, you know, Jeff, it's all about consistency as well. So he showed that in Hawkstone as well, that he had the speed, you know, good start. So that's a good point to have. And now we need to show and finish this motor, and then, you know, loading up for the next motor and trying to get, you know, an overall good position for him. That will definitely bring a lot of confidence to him.
Well, we're obviously focusing on this battle at the front, quite rightly so. While that was happening, as Searle tries to go past Heyman, so Guillaume Dunson did make his way past Billy Askew. So we missed that because obviously we had two battles going on at once. So all you Guillaume Dunson fans, sorry about that. But we were focusing on this battle for the lead. wave yellow, so the riders all trying to do their best to keep their wheels on the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as you can see, Askew now pushed back to 7th. Brooks doing his best to hold there in 4th. He's got a little bit to work with over Davy Puchez there. And now Guillaume Dusson is all over the number 46. So expect that to change between Davy Puchez and Guillaume Dusson for 5th and 6th. But right now, we're looking at Tommy Searle in 3rd on the Dirt Store Triumph, trying to make his way past Charlie Heyman. So coming out of round 1, just to reiterate and remind you, it was Dusson with the leading the championship, with Heyman in 2nd by 3 points back, then 11 points back. Is it a red flag incident? Okay, so there we go. That is well, I can only assume, because they're all slowing down, including our race leader. With 4 to go, I think that would be a result that probably stands. I mean, rules would suggest that it is. I'm going to rush outside. Bri, you stay where you are. We're going to bring Phil back in. I'm going to go find out and speak to the potential winners if it's official.
Yep.
Cheers, Jeff. So, yeah, a little bit of on-track drama there, and rider went down on the far side. I'm sure you saw the medical flags there. That was a cracking race, though, till it wasn't,
yeah,
Brian?
That was really good. You know, some of the fastest rider for previous races.